42 million Americans woke up on November 1st with food assistance gone. There are 16 million kids in that 42 million. There are 8 million senior citizens. There are 4 million people with disabilities. Trump had the money to feed them, 6 billion sitting there, approved by Congress specifically for emergencies like this. And Trump is saying he doesn't want to use it. Food stamps is the program that helps low-income families buy groceries. The average benefit is about $6 per person per day. That's $2 per meal. These are not lavish government handouts. This is a parent being able to buy milk and bread for their kids. It's one of the most economically stimulative forms of government spending there is. It wouldn't even be necessary if a lot of companies actually paid a living wage. Remember, most people on food stamps work. And on November 1st, Trump's administration turned it off. Now, you might be asking, can he even do that? And the answer is, according to 2 federal judges, no, he can't. Judge John J. McConnell Jr. in Rhode Island said the Trump administration has to use that emergency funding. They've got to send the benefits out. He says if you don't, it's irreparable harm. But what is wild is that the Justice Department lawyer argued in court, SNAP did not exist anymore because there were no congressionally appropriated funds, except there are funds. There's $6 billion. It's been set aside for Congress. It's legally required to be used in exactly these situations. And Trump just doesn't want to use it. Now, Judge McConnell says these families are experiencing terror. They don't know if they'll be able to feed their children. And we have the United States of America in 2025 with people afraid I might not have money to feed my kids. This is not the first time Trump has gone after food assistance. You might remember $187 billion were cut from SNAP in his big, beautiful bill. That's the largest cut in the program's history. We heard from Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins. She says the SNAP freeze is really a silver lining because it shows how bloated the program is. 16 million kids who depend on food stamps so they can eat breakfast before school or have a sandwich for lunch or don't go to bed hungry. 8 million senior citizens, 4 million with disabilities. And she says there's a silver lining here. The program is bloated. Now, Trump is being directed to disperse the payments. As of this moment, it hasn't happened. But this is the theme. Trump shuts down the government. Congress can't function. Trump uses the chaos to do whatever he wants. Can't get Congress to cut SNAP, shut down the government, and cut it anyway. Can't get Congress to approve military action, shut down the government, tell the Pentagon it's time to prepare for war, maybe with Nigeria. So the shutdown is really a feature, not a bug. Now, while all of this is happening, Trump's spending crazy money on things that he wants. Kristi Noem's getting private jets for her department. The White House is getting demolished, but feeding hungry children can't find the money for it. Now, we can sit here and talk about how outrageous this is, and we can share this video and we can be angry about it, and we should. But people are hungry right now. So I am going to try to do something about it. We've never done anything like this before. I was thinking about when my family moved to the United States when I was 5 because of the disastrous economic situation in Argentina. And I think now as a parent, what it would be like to have to move today if I found myself in such a situation. I want to try to do something about it and about what's going on and people who are now experiencing food insecurity. I know many of you also want to help because you've emailed me about it. Maybe the most powerful thing about the show is the community, the people in the audience and what we can do together. Now, obviously, I can go and get cans for my local food pantry. And in fact, I'm part of a men's group, and we are doing that at the local level. But thinking that we have this audience, and I know many of you either might want to do something for those struggling with food insecurity, or you might be struggling with food insecurity yourself. What about doing something ourselves? So I've identified a charity, Feeding America, that we want to support. This is a phenomenal charity. 98% of all funds donated go to actually feeding people. 2% goes to overhead, okay? For November, for every new website membership at joinpakman.com And every new Substack paid subscription, we are donating the entire first payment to Feeding America. So if you get a monthly membership, your first month's payment will go to Feeding America. If you get a yearly membership, the entire year payment is going to go to Feeding America. I think this is an incredibly good value as far as a charity goes. For every dollar they get, they are funding 10 meals. So what that means is if you get a monthly membership, you are funding 60 meals. If you get a yearly membership, you are funding 600 meals. Trump has $6 billion that he could use to feed 42 million Americans. He's choosing not to. Federal judges are saying it's illegal. Families are terrified. And so while we fight to hold him accountable, people need to eat. So we're going to try to do something about it. Each day, I will keep you posted on the number of new memberships, the dollar amount in donations that is generating, and the number of meals that is now going to fund. Join Pakman.com, substack.davidpakman.com. If you already have a website membership, consider getting a Substack. If you've got Substack, consider getting a website. I don't know are we going to end up donating $1,000, $10,000 more? I have no idea, but we are going to try to do it. Donald Trump has already packed his second-term cabinet with loyalists. He's threatened deportation as political punishment. He's expanded executive authority in ways we have not seen in modern history. These are real changes that are happening right now. And what's even more alarming is that a lot of the media is either glossing over the worst of it or they're reframing it so it all sounds a little more palatable. And that is why I use Ground News. This is a news comparison tool. Doesn't just feed you headlines. It shows you here's how different outlets, left, right, center, are covering the same story. And this is one of the few tools I know of that can really help you detect the political spin, the bias, catch stories that your usual sources might downplay or not cover at all, on everything from immigration policy to economic shifts. If you want to get a bigger picture, a broader picture of what's being reported, Ground News is an invaluable source to keep you informed. And Ground News is offering my audience 40% off their top tier Vantage plan. You'll only pay $5 a month. Go to ground.news/Pakman or enter the code Pakman in the app to get started. The link is in the description.